gun and equipment bag mod. Maybe some zombie dogs. Who knows? It's that day. Welcome everybody. Pursuit here, playing some 7 Days to Die, and it's been like a week since I made an episode. But I wanted to go over my gun and equipment bag mod, which I introduced last time, right before 14.6, the official version released, which wasn't any different from the experimental, but it's, you know, they released it. So there you go. But let's go ahead and explain what's going on here, and hopefully I don't make it too complicated, because I tend to overcomplicate things, but I think I can do it without making too much chaos out of it, but we'll see. We shall see. So, before I had regular gun bags, or I think they called them small bags before, and a large bag, which we've converted into these other ones, so I didn't lose any resources because of modding. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what this involves. So let's type up bag here. So these are all the different bags. Let me go through and show how you get to these and what they do. So let's go ahead and make us an extra large bag, which is the top tier. And this system works very much, make a large one too, so we can explain it. This system works very much like when you assemble a gun, using one of these bags as one of the parts to make a larger bag. So it's kind of like you're putting the bag and you're throwing all the parts in it, and then it calls it a new name. Just like when you assemble a weapon. So the ones that are generically named are going to be the ones that you add to stuff, the extra large, the large, and there's also a couple more here. We have, let's do recipes, because you can either make these like the way you saw there, or you can convert them from the smallest of the bags, which is 2 different types, can be converted to each other. So let's make one of these and one of these. We have broken items and a tool bag. So all 3 of those are represented. Let's go ahead and let me show you how this will work out. So we've got the gun bag, we've got the tool bag, we've got the broken items bag, we've got a extra large bag, which is the top tier one you use, a large bag, which is the second tier one. And we already had one large bag. That's okay. We're going to need it anyways, just not yet. So yeah. So there are the 5 bags you will use. I may add another one for like clothing and miscellaneous items. Looks like I need to get some food in me and probably take off this and this, because those are hot items. And I tend to get overheated here. We're already at 91 degrees. We're dropping, but it's probably going to get a little warmer here before we're done. We're just going to hang out on the roof today. It's going to be today, because tonight is already gone by us. But that's alright, because I want to explain this mod. So, then I'll show you how the rest of it works. Let's grab the rocket launcher and the broken shotgun. Most of these items you're going to want to have broken unless they're officially working. So let's go ahead and grab this one. And we should probably... let's start with that before we get too confusing. So we could put this one into a... we can assemble it. So use the bags to assemble. Kind of like you're saying, okay, let's pack the bag, assemble the bag, and I have a boom gun bag here. So I can add this rocket launcher to it. And that works just great. But we don't need to put it in this one because we don't have a sawed-off or a missing shotgun. Most of the time, unless you've got a full gun, you probably want to make it a broken version. And the broken version I went over before in my game, but the broken version is essentially... let's go and take this one apart and I'll show you. So there's your regular version of it. A broken version of a gun is a version of the gun that does not fire, cannot be added ammo, is essentially useless. But for the purpose of stacking a bag, like I said, it's assembled like you would a gun. So you need a specific part for a specific place. So the broken rocket launcher here with the broken shotgun both go in the same bag because they're essentially parts of the same gun as it might be because we're using the gun assembly method. Because there's no other way that I found to condense your storage down, so that's what I got to work with. So let's assemble this bag, and we'll say a boom broken bag because, hey, these are all things that go boom. So you got the rocket launcher and the broken shotgun. And once you assemble a bag, add at least one part to it. You can also click on it and look at it, and it will say what the parts are you can add to it after that. You can also do that through the creative menu by clicking on the item. See what the boom broken bag has, but it's got the sawed-off shotgun, the shotgun. These are broken rocket launcher, and a flashlight. So you can also put a flashlight in here if you want to down at the slot. And this will always say flashlight. You can't make this say anything else. These say what they are. The flashlight will always say flashlight because that's how the designers made the game, and they didn't do anything better with it. Because they didn't expect me to be doing this. So let's also do the same thing with this one. We're going to make this one into a broken one also. Assemble broken. Now it's red because it's broken. You can actually hold these broken ones in your hand, but they'll like fire the first time. But then after that, you're just like, although occasionally they're misfiring, which is cool, I think. But they essentially work like a melee weapon and don't really do that much. They're not very useful, and looks like the sound is behind on that, so excuse the game's bugs. So we've got a couple of broken ones here. Let's see which other broken ones we can do. We've got, okay, so parts like this. Usually in the game, you cannot assemble one part, but you need to make an actual weapon. So if I wanted to assemble this one into a, let's make another broken bag. Well, actually, we can just make a bag. Make another gun bag. Like this is the official way to make a gun bag. You didn't see me make it at first, but it just takes a little bit of cloth. You craft it. They don't color it over here because I've got a tint added to it. Oops, I made the wrong one. That's okay. We can use the recipe and convert it to a broken item bag. Because essentially it's just a bag that you're labeled. So I didn't charge anything extra for converting it. So let's go ahead. Say we wanted to put this assault rifle in here. So I could put in the assault rifle into a bag. We could say, oh, I want to put it in a gun bag. Let's assemble. And you want to say rifle. Well, the rifle only accepts a hunting rifle, a sniper rifle, an assault rifle, or a... I think I put the bow in here because it's the first tier of the crossbow group. But you can't put it in there. It does not go in there. What you can do though is put it in a broken bag because you only have the one part. And there's a reason for doing this because we're going to get down to where we condense all this down to one bag. And it may sound a little complicated, but it's really not. It's not that bad at all. Let's see. So let's go ahead and say that I want to... Now I have to make a label for this in order to turn it into the proper one. So let's craft a label. Part label. And I made it a red piece of cloth. That's a part label. But what you can do with the part label is you can say, okay, let's assemble broken AK-47. So we can't assemble the AK-47. We can only assemble a broken AK-47. And we can put a part label in with it, which ends up in the flashlight location. Which will work just fine for us. Now, when you close out here, you get what looks like an AK-47. And it can also be put inside of a bag. But let me show you one problem. Well, we'll show you the problem next part. But what you can do is you can say assemble. The problem is saying is a game bug, not me. It's not me, it's the game. So the rifle broken bag. You can now put the assault rifle in here. We can put the hunting rifle that we reassembled as a broken version also. Close it up, and we've now condensed both those down. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is a game bug that affects the way that this works. So let's go ahead and say make another part label. And I'm going to make two of them, and I'll show you why. Because we need to be able to fix something on occasion that the game does wrong. This would happen with regular weapons too, so don't think I'm making it too much more complicated by doing it this way. So we say we want a broken SMG. I have the SMG recipe, so I could do that, but I only have one part, so I need to make a broken version. So we throw that in here, into the flashlight location, we close it, and then when you go back in, this is the bug I was talking about, if you try and pull out either of these parts, I cannot shift click, I cannot drag them out, I'm shift clicking, nothing. Any item, any weapon that you make with a flashlight has the same problem. If you only use one part in a flashlight, you can no longer get the parts out until you add something to it. Most of the time you probably wouldn't want to pull the flashlight off, but you might. You might want to. That's probably why they haven't found the bug yet. So what you can do though is put in an additional part or replace one of these parts. Replace the stock here or the label here. So I replace it with the part label, because the part label is exactly it. And then I can start pulling parts out. You can always shift to click these in. So yeah, that's how it works. Let's go in and do the same thing. We have a spare magnum. We have a pistol here that's an extra, so let's do that with this pistol too. Do I have enough space? I do not have enough space. Let's get rid of this extra part label. Just scraps back to cloth, so it's no big deal. Let's see, yes. So let's assemble this weapon, because it's an extra pistol. We're not going to be using it. We're just keeping the parts in case we lose our other one, or it gets broken down too much, or whatever. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, I need some to eat some more. Let's go ahead and assemble this again as a broken, because anything that's extra will probably be better stored as a broken. So let's just add extra parts on here. You could put a flashlight on here if you drag it into there. It will also hold the flashlight instead of the part label. Either way, works just fine. Now let's go ahead and make another broken bag. So recipes, convert this to a broken items bag. Craft. Okay, took that one, that's fine. Let's go ahead and assemble to the handgun broken bag, and which has the handgun, the magnum, and the SMG. And you could also put a flashlight in this one, which you can see if you close it and then click on it. It says flashlight is the attachment. So we've got a few different broken ones here. I think we need to make everything else that's going to be... Oh yes, the broken chainsaw. I think I made this one originally. Let's see. Assemble broken chainsaw. Yeah, this one can't be added on a flashlight, which I'm going to have to add on to it. Must have missed adding that one, but we'll fix that. You can't actually use it with a flashlight, but it does contain the flashlight. So I've got two parts there for that. I think that's my only weapon that I'm also going to have the broken mini bike. So we can add the last battery on there also. Which the broken mini bike, you can carry around the parts of the mini bike until you have the recipe to build it, or if you don't want to drive it around, you can carry it around in your bag. So let's make the final broken one. So we need to make another broken items bag. We'll assemble it into the power broken tool bag. So shift click that, shift click that. I think that's all of them that we want to get on there. Let's go ahead and then we will make a... Do we not need the tool bag at all? Oh yes, we need to have a... We need to put this in here too. The sledgehammer. And I don't even need to make a regular gun bag because I don't have enough guns to worry about it. So it won't be a big deal. You'll see it's the same mechanic. It'll be pretty obvious as it is. Let's go ahead and have something more to eat. Just get rid of all these extra cans. Okay, so I also need to make assemble a power tool bag because I called the sledgehammer a power tool. So there is steel tools, iron tools, repair tools, and power tools. Put the sledgehammer in there. Then we can make assemble this into a large tool bag. Put that in there. And then we can take, now that we have the large tool bag, let's make a large broken items bag, which we put all the broken ones in here, all nicely stored away. And then we can, this extra, we don't actually need this one. I'm just going to put it in here for the moment, because we don't have any guns we need to add to this. Any regular guns. And let's go ahead and get that out of the way so you're not confused by it. And then the extra large bag, we say assemble, put the broken items, put the large tool bag, and we could put a large gun bag here, which has many different items that can also be in there. So essentially you're making 3 sets of bags. You're making a regular size version of, there's 4 different ones for each, for the gun bags, the tool bags, and the broken bags, and then you put them into a bag for each of those categories, and then you put them all into an extra large bag, which becomes an equipment bag. So we've essentially condensed all that stuff that was clogging up my inventory here, all those weapon parts, all those extra broken guns. So essentially, I would have had at least this much space full, if not more, all condensed down to this little bag right here, which for me is just great. And you're saying, oh, that's so much stuff all in one place. Well, yeah, but you can also carry around like, what is it, like 500 pieces of wood? I can carry a little bit more because I modded mine up a little higher. So yeah, that works out pretty good, I would say. Just keep eating here. Getting hungry. So like I said, I'm also going to add a clothing and broken items one. Let me show you the bags. I didn't want to show this to start with because it might look a little overwhelming, but it's essentially you're just building guns that say bags. So yeah, here's all of the bags for it. There's the bag item part. Like I said, you have the extra large bag, you have the large bag, and then you have a gun bag, a tool bag, and a broken items bag for the individual lower tier ones. Excuse me. Had a little bit of a cough there. Sorry. So then you end up converting it into eventually the equipment bag, and then each tier has its own large gun bag, a large tool bag, and a large broken items bag. And like I said, probably make a blue one to do like cloth and other miscellaneous items, because we've got one more slot in the equipment bag that we can put in the attachment section. So there you go. Hope that wasn't too confusing. Like I said, it uses the, you can come into here to look at each of them, but it uses the weapon assembly method for creating these bags and stocking them full. But if you need to see what a specific item is, hopefully you can create a menu available. The only thing that you cannot figure out by just assembling is the attachment. So most of the attachments, like this one's going to be a flashlight. Then we've got a bow, a crossbow, a bone shiv. The tool bags, we got flashlights. Flashlight for the steel bag, garden hoe for the iron one. We got a stone axe in the repair tool one. See, there was a repair tool one you didn't see yet because I didn't need to put my repair tools away. Wrench, claw hammer, nail gun. And the power tool one has, we did put away the sledgehammer, but it's got a chainsaw, an auger, and the Tazaz stone axe. So I typically make the flashlight one that you wouldn't find as often. You probably wouldn't need to put it away. So I got it going here because I'm almost on my time limit. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you did by giving a thumbs up on the video. Leave me some comments on what you thought about this mod. If you have any questions about how it works, let me know. I can try and explain it more. Send me a message, Facebook, Twitter. And subscribe for future content if you're not a member of my channel, favorite also, and I will see you in the next one. Now get on with your pursuit. And no dogs showed up today. I'm really surprised. Not yet anyways.